Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Man, did you know when it comes to understanding stuff, I am like the worst? Like, for instance, I have the worst object permanence. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Anime is an interesting medium for many reasons, one of which is the broad perception from, well, people who don't really watch it. Like, anime is popular enough to assume most people you encounter on a day-to-day basis have at least seen something anime. Now, if it was notable to them or anything like that, who knows, but chances are they've seen something like it, or they're lucky. It's now day 200 since anime has taken over, and I refuse to know what it is. But don't worry, they can't find me here. No, 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 no! No, no! Oh, that's what a Hatsune Miku is. You can go around Walmart and bump into anime merchandise. If you're into video gaming subculture, you could have seen something anime somewhere else. And it's an ever-growing presence online. But if you don't look into it, those images are gifts from anime. If that's all that you know about this entire rich medium, that can cause assumptions to be made just on the front covers of what you've seen. Though there is a lot of information you can get on front covers, that's not always the case. Like, sometimes it could be a coaster. I think one of the biggest misconceptions to tackle first is the fact that every anime is kinda just Dragon Ball Z. Have you ever seen a cartoon parodying anime? Yeah, in more recent years it's changed, but while I was growing up, it was a Dragon Ball parody or nothing else. And it feels like this view on anime wasn't uncommon, just assuming its massive laser fights and shouting makes you stronger, and you just automatically win. It's swords? Not lasers. Now, in their defense, I don't think Fairy Odd Parents was trying to have a commentary about the anime industry circa early 2000s. The thought process was probably just, hey, that one fighty show, let's joke about that. But I don't know, the excuse of that being the most known anime at the time or the most iconic at the time only stretches so far. But if you talk to someone about anime, there's a chance that they might ask, hey, isn't that for kids? I fucking hope not. I think this stems from two places. The most iconic anime titles being for children or children really liking it, like Pokemon, Dragon Ball, Yu-Gi-Oh, stuff like that. And the closed-minded notion that if it's animated, it's focused on kids. There are a lot of huge anime properties that are focused on kids, and there are a lot of animation-based series that are for kids, but the idea that animation is for kids and there is nothing made for anyone other than kids is just not smart. Yeah, a literal way to create different mediums is certainly just for kids. Like, you still listen to music, the only song that exists is ABC. You're kind of a creep. Anime is a medium, and in general, animation is a way for storytelling, and pretty much any themes that can be tossed in a book or put on a movie can be animated. And there is a pretty big demographic for it, especially when it comes to adults. Yeah, like animation for adults. Like, probably one of the most famous misconceptions is the idea that any anime is that good old porn stuff. A lot of tropes associated with the medium are perverted in nature, and a lot of shows will casually just slide in some inappropriate scenes like hand-holding, trying not to be sick here, oh my god. Anime is guilty for having fan service. I don't think anyone will deny that, but it's not comprised of only fan service, and even shows with it don't make it lose what makes it good. Yeah, the look of disappointment when people come in! Look, if I could pick, I would pick the amount of fan service in anime to decrease, but it's not all fan service, and it's not literally just porn which people for some reason believe. It's almost as weird as believing that anime is still a small medium like it was 20 years ago. Anime has come such a long way to the point where I don't think it's ever been so close to becoming mainstream. Corporations are investing more into it. Oh no, corporations are investing more into it. Merch is easier to find now more than ever, and shows are blowing up a lot more often. The Big Three was famous for what it was because they were three insanely popular titles in their heyday. The reason why there can't be another Big Three like that era is because shows are getting popular a lot more often. Yeah, My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, stuff like that is huge, but there are also shows that have big fan bases like Black Clover, Tokyo Revengers. Did I mention Black Clover? Can I please put Black Clover on that list? Hell, every time a new anime movie comes out, it breaks some kind of record, like the Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie, the My Hero Academia World Heroes Alliance movie, and the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie. Don't get me wrong, it isn't quite mainstream, but it's not a secret niche thing that is only talked about in whispers. But it isn't just a trend either. It's a growing industry that's having hit after hit that are making more and more people fans. I think we call that a pandemic. Speaking of pandemics, you know the Fate series? You want to know something? It's not that complicated to start. This is my lion clothes hanger. I always hold it when I'm lying. I mean, if anyone asks a question about a series and the first thing that comes out of your mouth is a sigh, it's a bit complicated. But the fated question of where to start and why it's hard to tell, there isn't too many options. You're supposed to start with the Fate route, but since the anime adaptation for that, which came out years ago, is less than stellar, the routes that you're supposed to go after that are the next best thing. Side note, Fate Stay Night is originally a visual novel that has different routes based on the different choices you make. Each route that I mention is an adaptation of each different path that you can pick in the game. That's not to say every single Fate anime is an adaptation of a visual novel. There are some anime original Fate stories. However, when it comes to the Stay Night series, they are normally just visual novels, or adaptations of them. Side note, I think. Which is the Unlimited Blade Works route or the prequel Fate Zero. It's kind of just two options to start, and each is equally a good way to start the series. And here I thought I was supposed to start at Fate Stay Day. I mean, yeah, if we want to talk about the franchise as a whole, it feels more like an academic study that I genuinely feel like you could write an essay on if you really wanted to, but once you get into it, it feels a lot more easy to digest. Like the difference between eating a brick or eating a brick but you like the taste. Is this analogy working at all? The last misconception I want to talk about is the complicated classification of things like shonen, shoujo, and seinen. This isn't a new topic for this channel, but it's worth repeating. A lot of people want to consider these as genres, but in all actuality, they're demographics for ages mostly. I mean, yeah, a lot of shonen shows are kinda similar. Black Clover, 7 Deadly Sins, Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, all shonen and all mostly fit together despite the demographic not connecting them. I always thought Bungo Stray Dogs would be considered shonen, but it's actually seinen because it's meant for an older audience. To be fair, I don't think young people go near Stray Dogs, so it makes sense. But you know what's also shonen? Nisekoi, which is a romantic comedy manga. It was shonen, aka for teenage boys, aka the same demographic as Black Clover, My Hero Academia, stuff like that. There are 4 demographics in total for boys, adult men, girls, adult women. It's all divided up with that, sometimes just associated with tropes here and there. I don't think there's anything wrong when a medium has a few misconceptions. Every single thing on the planet's gonna have misconceptions as it gets bigger and bigger. That's just how communication works. Like, I'll give you an example. Someone said you can't put books in a microwave, but how else are you supposed to keep them warm? On an unrelated note, does anyone know how to stop a fire that's in my microwave?